KWT slaying.
What if the truth was never lost, only buried? For centuries, historians, scholars, and even colonial records have confirmed what many tried to silence. The original Israelites were a black people scattered across continents but never erased. Their skin was dark, their customs ancient, and their covenant with Yah eternal. This journey uncovers how the Spanish and Portuguese Jews, described as dark-skinned, Semitic, shared one bloodline. Chased by the Inquisition, many fled to Portugal, then beyond, preserving their heritage across borders. But the story doesn't end in Iberia. Across from West Africa, black Jews built synagogues, kept Torah, and passed down the laws of Moses. The Limba in southern Africa, the Igbo in Nigeria, the Beta Israel in Ethiopia, tribes across the continent boldly declared, "We are the children of Israel." These aren't isolated claims. These are voices rising from the dust, connected by oral histories, Torah traditions, and the unbroken rhythm of their identity. No such legacy exists among European Jews. No centuries of tribal witness, no matching traditions, no trace of ancient covenant keeping. Maps, art, and archaeology tell the same story. The Israelites were scattered, enslaved, and displaced, but never lost. The world always knew who they were. Their presence was visible, their customs alive, their story intact. This book doesn't speculate. It confirms the Israelites were black, bound by blood, culture, and covenant to the Most High. This is not just history, it's restoration. The truth was never destroyed, only buried beneath centuries of deception. Get your copy of They Always Knew We Were Israelites today, available now on Amazon.com.
Salama family, Salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So today we're going to talk about an event that happened with Charlie Kirk, and I'm bringing on Brother Dan. Excuse me. Brother Dan, say hi to fam.
Shalom family. Shalom everyone.
So before we get started, I'm going to show a quick video of what happened. So warning graphic content.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God. Go, run. Oh.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
What the fuck? That's right, you ain't signing.
You guys okay? Hey, buddy, be safe. Hey, be safe. Apparently there's been a shooting. I don't know who's been shot. We are here live at Utah Valley State University. I don't know if that was shots or if that was fireworks.
All right. So, Brother Dan's, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm shaking. Like, I'm not even from the US, and I'm shaking. I'm like, I don't even like. I'm kind of speechless. Oh man, I don't think people understand what this is. Like, I don't think anyone. Well, there are people who understand, but I don't think the mass majority of the population understand the gravity of the situation that we've just seen. President Trump is putting all US flags at half mast until Sunday 6 p.m. This is how big this is. Trump is putting the flags at half mast. That's what happens when politicians die. That's when presidents die. That's when that's when million. Oh my gosh, this is insane. He's put yeah, yeah. The White House tweeted it out. I'll read it out verbatim. Um, this is what Donald Trump tweeted out. He said, "In honor of Charlie Kirk, a truly great American patriot, I am ordering all American flags throughout the United States lowered to half mast until Sunday evening at 6 p.m." So this is big. This is massive. For those who don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's a right-wing conservative commentator. He's a debater. He basically goes into campuses, college campuses, and debates. He essentially debates people who have left opinions, or you know, um, what he deems as like SJW, like social justice warrior opinions, leftist what things. I mean, he had the most to say when George Floyd passed on. He blamed it on fentanyl, etc., etc. And he's known for debating and having an extremely right-wing stance on things, and he's a Zionist Christian, so he supports the nation state of Israel, as in the one made in 1948.
Yeah, so
Oh, sorry.
he's basically a right-wing evangelist for Eurocentric racism.
Yeah. He's one of the biggest right-wing conservatives. He's a Christian a nationalist. He essentially wanted America to become a white Christian nationalist state. And this has happened. This is the biggest, I would say this is one of the biggest things of this year, like without a shadow of a doubt, because I mean, you guys need to look at the climate that we're in right now. They've changed it. As I said last live, they changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. They're bringing in ICE into the country. They've cleared out DC, and now they're moving on to Chicago. They're in England. You have Operation Raise the Colors. You have these UK flags everywhere. On the 13th of September, there's supposed to be a massive demonstration in London where hundreds of thousands of right-wing people, I think it's going to be in the millions actually, where they're just going to show up in London and they're going to protest, the asylum seekers and so on. So there is clearly this massive right-wing precedence that's being set right now. And for this to happen right now, this sets off white rage. This sets off right rage. I'm telling you right now. And this is about you, Israel. This is about you. It was a white man. Well, the person who they arrested was a white person. They're saying that's not the real shooter. They're still looking for.
But they let him go, right?
Yeah, they let him go.
So more than likely, he a government op, right? And I mean, for me, why would they point him out? Why would they, detain him in the first place unless somebody said he's the one or something? I mean, why did they grab him? Right now, my theory is, they're gonna end up blaming it on either a black person or a Mexican or something. Watch.
It was what's it called? It was a sniper on a roof. What's it called? There's footage coming out now of
was it a sniper? I thought it was from far away.
Yeah, it was 350 feet, 350 feet away. This was a trained sniper. This person was a marksman. So I don't know if this is a psyop. This could be a government play. This could be a way to incite white hatred and white anger in order to create a catalyst. I don't know what it is, but they shot him from over 350 feet away. It was a sniper on the roof, and they arrested one white man. It was an elderly man, but they've released him now, and they're saying that that's not the guy. But what I'm trying to say is this is about you, Israel. You guys don't understand. What is happening on social media right now? People are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, but the right-wing conservatives are taking specifically clips of black TikTokers who are celebrating the deaths and posting it all over the place. They're specifically taking the videos of black TikTokers who are saying, "Oh, Charlie Kirk died, haha," that's what you get for being racist, and they're making it go viral. And essentially, what they're saying is the left is that what the what's it called, the pretense that they're pushing up right now is the left is the party of violence and murder. So that, and you know how they associate DEI, for some reason they've clumped in the LGBT stuff with the diverse, ethnic minorities. They for some reason clumped us with that. So now they believe that, what's it called? Now just being black, you're associated with being a leftist, even though you may support Trump. I mean, I don't support anyone. I just believe it's all, I'm not even American. I don't support a political system at all. I don't think anyone should. To vote is to partake in the Babylonian system. But regardless, they associate being an ethnic minority with leftist ideologies, and now they're saying the left needs to suffer. What's it called? There have been so many calls for civil war in the last hour, you wouldn't even believe it. All you need to do is go on Facebook, all you need to do is go on Twitter and type in civil war and see how many right-wingers right now want to take their guns and go to the streets right now because of this Charlie Kirk stuff. This is the biggest stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
So let me ask you this. My theory is that it's a psyop, right? Because usually if you have people who with sniper rifles and stuff, it's either government, it's Mossad, or it's a right winger himself, right? Yeah. So, our people, I mean, even though we have snipers, I mean, most of the people that are snipers who are black folks were like at the top of their field, and they wouldn't do that, right? Normally, right? But my theory is, and we'll see how this plays out, is that if it is a minority of some sort, and I'm thinking mostly it's going to be black, because they want the excuse to keep the troops on the ground in DC, in Chicago, in Baltimore, right? And they were talking about going to New Orleans. Remember, they only had 30 days in order to do that. So if they ratchet up this this racism, then they'll have an excuse to have Congress approve the extended stay in these cities. So to me, we don't even know if he was Epstein, right? I mean, all of this could be fake. We don't know if he really died. They could tell us what they want, right? And all of this was planned.
Yakoba, I saw the video of him getting shot, like the close up.
Oh, you got the close up?
As in there was a person who was in the crowd, like basically at the front of the crowd, and he died.
So you saw the blood spread out?
He leaked like a faucet.
Wow.
It was insane. Like the video shook me to my core.
So this wasn't a Trump type thing, right?
Oh no! I mean, this wasn't just a skim on the ear, a little nick. No, this was right in his neck, okay. Blood gushing out. Like what's it called? And what they're doing now is they're also pairing it with that earlier killing that happened this week. The
the white woman.
Yeah, they're pairing it with this. They're saying that, that they're saying that this is the precedents that we're setting in the country. They're essentially saying that being white, you're being under attack. To be white in America is to be under attack. The Ukrainian girl gets attacked, and now Charlie Kirk is.
I do believe the Ukrainian girl was a psyop. I believe that, right? Not just my opinion. It don't make any sense, right? It looked like it was set up. He's sitting behind her. He got dressed, typical black guy. He just step up behind her. And I'm like, really? No, it don't.
And then when he got arrested in the police, in the police interview, he said that apparently it was a chip that was inside of him that caused him to do it, which is another interesting thing. He said a chip inside of him, the material that was put inside of him by the government, caused him to kill that girl.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's the truth too.
Hey man,
I'll believe anything today. I ain't gonna lie.
I couldn't put anything past what they would do today. Like the world that we live in, I don't even know what to think. Every day it's a psyop. Every day it's a new political agenda. Every day they're trying to advance something or do something or push some type of agenda, and it's too much to keep up with. As we say all the time, it's like every day something is happening now. It's like the time is speeding up. It seems like everything is reaching a climax right now. It's insane what's happening here.
Well,
I,
this ministry been warning the Gentiles for a long time. They don't listen. He's not the last. He's not the first. He's not the last. And it's gonna go global, right? It's gonna get worse and worse. And they just like they wondering, well, how come the blacks ain't complaining? I mean, they're losing jobs, and they have high rent and they can't afford stuff either. How come we the only ones complaining? You know why? Because we used to it. This our life. This ain't nothing new. But for them, all of this stuff is new. And now even this stuff, right? It's like the fact that they're hitting their own. Because look, like for instance, when it comes to Mossad and all these other groups, right? They don't care who you are, right? They don't care if you white. They don't care. Look, if you ain't part of the agenda, you might, or you can further the agenda. It's a dangerous time, man. I mean, for everybody.
everyone, literally everyone. And I think this is the most dangerous time for Israel. They now have an official reason to go off. They now have an official reason to be like, this is why I'm angry. They have two murders. They have two murders to use as an excuse to do something. They have the Ukrainian girl, and they have this. And this is one of the biggest right-wing influences. One of the biggest. So he has almost, I think he has almost 3 million followers on Twitter. That's how big he's like. His audience, his primary audience, is the right wing in America. So all that needs to be done now is just like, I mean, he had a wife and 2 kids. If his wife says something, if his wife comes out and says that, like, okay, they did this to us. It was the left that did this to us. The right, that's it. Civil war begins. They've created a martyr. Someone said in the chat, they've created a martyr. Yeah, they've created a martyr.
Yeah, just like in my last show, I showed you we're in a time of judgment, and we're gonna be going to the point where the scales are tipping. And we're going to get our wealth and we're getting out of here. However you want to look at that, you look at it. But it seems to me with all of the signs, all of the things that's happening, it amazes me that people say, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be here for another 3 to 10 years.
You will have no choice. They will have no choice. Absolutely, you will be pushed out of it. They will make your life so increasingly bad. You will have no choice but to want to go to Africa. And I'm telling you now, you FBAs in here who hate Africans so bad, you better start making some friends, because you're gonna see them real soon. I'm telling you now. Yep. You are not going to be able to stay in America much longer. Them people want you out. They want America to become a white Christian nationalist nation, a Zionist Christian nation. They don't want you there. They do not want you there at all. And now they have the reason to start making moves. They have the reasons to start putting things in place. Donald Trump, I mean, right now, all Donald Trump needs to do is say, in light of this Charlie Kirk news and in light of the attack on a subway, we need to increase our surveillance, or we need to put in certain measures. We need to introduce a digital ID. We need to, we need to introduce a biometric system in public places, so we know who is coming in and out. They have a reason now. We have been given a reason. We've been given a reason.
And let me tell you how you're gonna know all of this was a psyop. Right, they're gonna start enforcing this whole stop and frisk thing, right? That the Supreme Court just allowed them to do. Basically, ask you for your papers, like they did with Hitler and Nazi Germany. And so you're going to see an increase of that. And if you do see an increase of this stop and frisk, black folks, Mexicans, whatever, anybody non-white, you're going to know this is part of a plan. It's a psyop. And they're going to start rounding people up. I know y'all don't want to hear it, and putting people in detention facilities, because we don't know if you're a threat to humanity. Isn't that what Trump is saying? He wants to bring peace. Is that? Look, I don't know if he's the Antichrist, but when they say peace and security, I'm like, is that not what he's saying? Well, we got to go to these cities and bring peace, right? We got to stop all the crime. Yeah.
Yep.
100%. I'm like, it amazes me that people think all of this is coincidence. Yeah, I disagree. Like, I saw somebody do a whole hit piece on somebody about fleeing, right? And I'm like, okay, well, the person they were talking about, I don't really care for. But my whole point was, you look at these signs and these events that's happening, and you tell me you're not going to flee. What you think coming in the next 6 months? That's my
They have
thing.
no clue. They have no idea what's coming in the next couple months. Like, you guys don't understand that. Like, you call you keep saying that you're not, like, you guys are gonna have to flee. You are going to leave. Like, you guys don't understand that this is prophecy. There will be a time where people will leave Babylon crying in tears. It won't be you will leave in panic, in tears, but you will be restored you will be restored to your promised land. But just know, the way you get out of Babylon will be through suffering. It will be through trial and tribulation. That is how we are refined. That is how the Bible has always done it. Always.
Yep.
Absolutely.
As gold tried in the fire. But they don't want to
Absolutely.
hear that.
King Shaq, this is not fear. This is not a spirit of fear. We are telling you what is to come. No one is scared. We are just telling you to look at the times and look at what is happening. We have to get ready. We have to be prepared. It's not fear to know that something's coming. Was it called? When Yahushua told the disciples that they would have to flee to the mountains, was that fear? Was that fear? Telling him when Yahushua himself told the disciples that they would have to leave to the mountains, was he putting a spirit of fear in them, or was he preparing them? That's what you have to ask yourself. This has nothing to do with fear. This has to do with knowing the times that we're in, reading the word of God, reading the prophecies, and knowing where we're going. So please
this is a person who doesn't understand scripture, right? Even with Paul, the Most High told him, how much he must suffer for his name, right? Even if we look at the history, right? Some of it is, sort of legend, right? But that all of the apostles died, right? Spreading the quote unquote good news, the gospel, whatever you want to call it, right? And then we have the typology of our people being hung from trees, like the Messiah was hung from trees, whipped, right? Enslaved, persecuted, right? But no, we don't have to do nothing. We ain't gonna have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about persecution. It's fear doctrine. I'm like, is this crazy? I'm like,
for some reason we're scared. No sense at all.
And see, that's the thing. I think he's scared. That's what I think. I think he's scared.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible, because the thing is, right, when you can't, like, the fact that you're calling it fear means that I can see what you mean. Yeah, the fact that you attribute being prepared as fear means that you know that something is coming, and you yourself have that inside of you. There is no fear here. We cannot. Yahweh does not give us a spirit of fear. This is called being a watchman. That's all this is. That's all this is.
And here's the thing. Some people can't recognize the signs. You know that the weather's changing. You see the clouds rolling in, and you don't recognize that a storm is coming. I'm just asking you, King Shaq. You don't recognize a storm coming? I'm just asking.
The storm
Let me put it. Hold on. Let me see what he's saying here. He says, we can't just all move to Africa and disrupt their already corrupt economy. Nobody told you move to Africa. Did you hear us say move to Africa? No, we just said you're gonna flee. See, y'all got your own thoughts of what we're saying, right? You hear what you want to hear. You don't hear what we say. You're gonna flee. We can tell you where to flee to. That's between you and the Most High. I know where I'm going. I'm going to Africa. You go where you want to go.
And this is my problem with the word that you use, corrupt. Is America not one of the most corrupt, if not the most corrupt country on planet Earth? Exactly. Is America not the country that dropped 2 nukes on Japan? Is America not the what's it called? The country that took millions of our ancestors from Africa and enslaved them and treated them as property? And you're talking about Africa being corrupt. So the reason why Africa is the way it is today is because of the exploitation. It's because of the things that they've been put through. You think Africa wants to be exploited? You think Africa wants to be corrupt? Come on, bro.
Let's bring it to a current situation where the U.S. brokered a peace treaty between Hamas and Israel and sent them to a meeting in Qatar, and the U.S. set them up, and Israel bombed Qatar and killed all the people who went there for peace. Now you telling me Africa corrupt?
I mean, you could just look. You can even look at the last 5 years of America's history, and you could probably see more corruption than Africa. And the thing is, most of the corruption that is in Africa is almost always due to the Western influence. It's almost always puppet government, what's it called, puppet presidents that have been installed and are doing the will of the Western governments. Look at Ruto. Look at what's it called? Look at President Tinubu. Look at how many of these African leaders are literally doing the will of the colonial, what's it called, the colonial regimes. You cannot. I'm sorry. The corrupt thing when Americans, especially Americans, like, you need to look at your own, to you as a people. You're an Israelite. Look at what they've done to your people and talk about corrupt there. Just talk about the corruption there. I'm sorry to go off track, but like that infuriates me. But yeah, sorry. Back to the
There's no
Charlie
nation that's
Kirk
not
stuff.
corrupt, and like you said, America's
Absolutely.
the worst.
Absolutely. And oh man, sorry. I'm scrolling through my timeline right now as we're speaking, and the turning. Well, okay. His organization was Turning Point, and there's also a Turning Point UK. And the Turning Point UK account just tweeted out he's gone, and it has almost 100k likes. So this has become a worldwide thing. Like this is like the entire Anglosphere, as in every white nation right now is feeling this very heavily. Every right winger is feeling this. This isn't a thing where it's just America. This is a worldwide event. This is something that sets a tone in the world right now. I'm telling you, we are witnessing the beginnings of what's it called, the storm.
I mean, he's almost as popular as Candace, right? And so now he was taken out. Now, like I say, if it ends up being what they call a minority, watch out. I mean, watch your back, put your head on a swivel.
Oh yeah,
because they're gonna be gunning. I'm telling you, y'all, these people.
They're telling you that people are tweeting out right now, buy guns. Everyone's tweeting out, buy guns, buy your guns today. Yeah, people are strapping up right now. People are, they almost, it's almost like a bloodthirst. They want a reason to go off. There are so many right wingers who just want a reason to go into the street and start killing any ethnic minority they see, just to say that it's in the name of protecting their country, protecting their religion, protecting their God-given rights. They want a reason.
And who do you think they're going to come after? I think they're going to come straight for us, because that's what, Trump been pointing the barrel towards us, right? Going into black cities and stuff like that. It's not going to even be the Mexicans, right? Every time there's an issue, is black folks. Every time there's crime, is black folks. I'm telling you, don't let it be a black man, or let them accuse. Look, they don't even have to have the real assassin. It can be all made up, and they can say it's a black person, and evidence has showed this and that. And guess what? All hell gonna break loose. You think I'm lying?
100%. Like, yeah, I mean, if they do, I mean, yeah, forbid. I really don't want that to be the case. If they just say it's a black man that did it, some black military trained guy who just somehow got on top of a rooftop and took out Charlie Kirk. Yeah, forbid that is the case. But if that is the case, America, oh man, I didn't like. Stay inside. Just stay inside.
And not only that, who would want to do that, right? I'm like, black folks wouldn't want to do that. I'm like, he might have been a KKK racist, but we don't care. I mean, look, David Duke been around forever. Ain't nobody ever touched David Duke, right? Charlie Kirk is like a tamer version of David Duke. It don't make sense.
We have more than enough racists in America. We have there are people way worse than Charlie Kirk. I mean, with Charlie Kirk, his racism wasn't explicit. He wouldn't say the N-word. He wouldn't call us like bywords or anything. But he would his talking points would be rooted in racism. It would be like, oh yeah, you guys, like for example, with the George Floyd thing, he'd be like, oh, you black people just wanted a reason to like incite violence but in fact, he died from the fentanyl overdose, and it wasn't actually Derek Chauvin that actually killed him, blah, blah, blah. You can look these clips up. There are so many clips of Charlie Kirk speaking down upon, I mean, he speaks about black crime statistics, and, the talking point they always use, 14% of the population creates 52% of the, that nonsense they always do, right? All these talking points that they have. that could be easily debunked. But he's like a surface level racist. There are racists who have done way worse and have not even been touched to this day.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the fact that they got him, and he's one of the biggest influences, right wing influences in America right now.
Yep.
Not a coincidence. Something's wrong.
They have to get somebody who's somewhat tame and liked, right? Who tries to, at least he portrayed being sort of fair and letting people, present their position concerning DEI and all of this wokeism and all this stuff they call it. And so, now what it does, it increases the hostility. This is what they want. This is a psychological operation. I'm like, because guess what? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. It doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah, and that same thing that you just what's it called? Set off a light bulb in my head, because we've just seen the same playbook in the UK where they use someone who is likable, innocent, but can be used for a message. I talked about it last night, last live. The Lucy Connolly woman. She's a mother. She's a mother, right? And there's no reason for her to be imprisoned, right? But she tweets out some racist stuff. She tweets out how all the immigrants need to be shipped out, and how she doesn't care anymore. And as a matter, let me read out the tweet to you verbatim, because I want to make sure that so there we go. Yeah, this is what she said: mass deportation now. Set fire to all the effing hotels full of the B words for all I care. While you're at it, take the treacherous government and politicians with them. I feel physically sick knowing what these families will now have to endure. If that makes me racist, so be it. That was the tweet that got her arrested. Do you see the sentiment in that tweet? If that makes me racist, so be it. That sentiment right there has been set. They arrested this woman for a year, and then I don't think she was put in prison at all. I think she's an actor. I think she's a state actor. But yeah, they said that she was in prison for a year. They put out her mugshot and everything. Then a year went past, she got out, and then she started doing all these interviews saying how, oh yeah, we need to get rid of the migrants. We need to, all of these things. It's the same playbook that they're using in the UK. Yeah. They take an innocent face. They give them a message, and then they what's it called? They persecute that person with the message, so they feel like you're being persecuted as well. If you have that message as well, you're also being persecuted as well. If you're a right winger, you're also a victim of what they could do to you. You could be arrested. You could be shot in the neck. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with this playbook. It's insane.
And if you look at everything as being part of a organic whole. Connect that to what's happening in Nepal, right? They overthrew their prime minister, threw him in the water or something, and some of the leaders chasing them out of their houses, burning their houses. I think they burned one of his wives in the house. I'm like, okay, you have all of this chaos, right? Sort of like what the scripture says during the time of Noah, the whole world was filled with violence, right? And that's what they're doing. They're setting this whole world starting here aflame. And don't be surprised, we're about to go to World War III. Look at what's happening with Venezuela and the U.S. and the ships over there, and the threats between Russia and the U.S. and India and China. Look, it's all set up. It's all set up for. It's going to explode. I mean, I don't see no way to stop it.
110%. You have the U.S.-Mexico border disputes. You have U.S. wanting to go to war with Venezuela. You have the Department of War. You have Ukraine, Russia, you have Israel, Palestine, you have Israel, Iran, you have Nepal now, you have Thailand, Philippines, you have China who wants to invade Taiwan, you have South Korea, you have North Korea who wants to invade South Korea. Every single piece is put in place. All that needs to do is it could be a what's it called? It could be a debt collapse. It could be, they want to reset the what's it called? They want to default on the US debt. They could say that they want to transition to a CBDC. It could be anything. Any single thing could set off a chain reaction of events that starts this tribulation. This is World War III. 100%. Worldwide chaos. It's mad.
So what do you see happening next?
In the UK, In the next 3 days, on the 30th of September, as I said, we're going to have a massive protest in London. It's going to be a bunch of basically, Anglo-Saxons angry in the streets, shouting about how they want all the immigrants to F out of their country, get them all out. It's going to be all of that. Perfect time for a false flag event. Get a migrant inside the crowd of the protest and get him to stab one of the people in there. That's it. You now have an event that's happening in the US, and now you have an event that's happening in the UK. That's it. The president has been set worldwide. They've arrested a woman. They've killed an influencer. They murdered a Ukrainian white woman in the US, and now massive protests is happening in the UK. And there's flags everywhere. There's UK flags everywhere, all over the place. All they need now is an excuse. That's all they need.
Yep.
They need an excuse.
And there's protests happening in Washington, D.C. that's not getting a lot of attention. And see, all of this sort of reminds me of the World War I assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, which caused World War I to kick off, which, that was a lie too, right? Nobody going to war because some guy got assassinated, right? So, but here's the same thing. It's the same playbook. They play the same playbook. And, who knows who they might blame it on, Russia or China or Venezuela. You never know. But my feeling is that they're going to blame it on a black person. But we'll see.
And another thing that isn't being spoken about at all is what is actually happening in the continent right now, the promised land. Africa has just essentially detached themselves from the West in terms of the internet. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it's basically they've essentially started hosting their own internet, like they've launched their own internet. It's called.
So let me ask you this right quick, then, because I sort of looked into that and I didn't see any verifiable evidence that they have their own internet, right? Their own cables and all this stuff they would need. Is that legit?
I saw a video. It was a man on my timeline, an Instagram video. It had like 500 likes, but I didn't look up a source. I saw it was called the Continental Internet Exchange that was started in Africa, and I've just searched it up now. I'm seeing, it is like it's like maybe 3 articles. I don't, maybe it could just be a rumor. I'm seeing some videos, but I'm not seeing any official any official African platform saying that this is actually happening. So
I couldn't find anything like that, and there was no financial backing of, like, let's say, the AU for any of that. There's no evidence whatsoever that I could find that's a legitimate situation.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't think. Yeah, I'm looking into it now, and it's just a bunch of small pages and like small article websites that are basically putting it out. So I think it's just like maybe something that's just spread through social media, like maybe people making videos. Fair enough.
My theory is that a lot of these things are bots, right? Because they create a lot of false news because it's happening too much and it doesn't make sense. You'd be like, why people lie about this? Because they want you to not understand anything that's true. So, like, let's say theoretically, UFOs showed up, right? But people have been saying UFOs fake all this time. But if it did show up, nobody would believe it. That's what they're doing, right? They're causing enough confusion, right? Like, let's say, they decide to invade the continent of Africa and people not going to believe it, right? And so that's all they're doing.
Yeah, I think maybe what they're doing. I mean, it is what's it called? If you look into their playbooks, they like to do internet warfare where they will sow misinformation amongst root information to confuse people. So I guess this could be another one of them where when they've just deployed some false information out there to, like, I guess I don't know what their objective would be to tell everyone that Africa suddenly has its own internet, but like they do
what it is to not trust your source of information. So anything, like, for instance, even with Ibrahim Traore, there's a lot of information that come out on him that's a lie, right? There's some that's true, and you got to learn which channels to trust, because there's a whole bunch of, TikTok, there's Instagram, YouTube, there's a bunch of lying channels out there, and people don't do the research, they don't validate, and then what happens, it causes confusion, so people gonna stop believing anything. Right. And then when something really happens, like, let's say somebody says America's at war with Russia, nobody's going to believe it. right? It causes confusion. That's the goal.
Yeah, it seems. Oh, by the way, new footage is coming out now of the sniper on the roof. There's a lot of footage coming out that people are sending in videos or posting in videos on social media of the sniper who was on top of the roof around like 350 meters away. Let me see if I could. Is it cool if I could share my screen? Maybe.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Cool. One sec.
Just make sure there's nothing.
Nothing
nasty in
explicit.
it.
Yeah, nothing.
Explicit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Give me a sec. I'll get up for you. There you go. Okay, cool. Let me just see. Hold on. Bear with me. Apologies. Okay. It's the okay, cool. Can you share screen? Hold up.
Now my thing is, if he is white, what was the purpose of it anyway? Why him? It just don't make sense to me.
It makes no sense that they got one of the biggest conservative leaders. Like the fact that it's I don't know. It's one of the. I'll play it. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
He'd already be in place.
Okay.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there. Just saying. He just ran from over. Where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. Now he's right there.
This reminds me of the same situation with Trump.
Yeah. It's highly reminiscent of the Trump situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Highly reminiscent of that. Man, there's also let me see if I can I'll share again. What's it called? Someone did a map. They show how far the building is from where he was. I'll show that as well. Give me a second. But this is big stuff. Like, man. Yeah, there are multiple photos of him. I'll see if I can get the. Yeah, okay, there you go.
So I agree with TD here. That's who I think behind all of this, because they're behind all of this stuff, like every single thing.
Oh yeah. He was. What's it called? He was supposed to. Netanyahu invited him to Israel in 2 weeks, and then Netanyahu tweeted out, "Oh yeah, he's no longer going to be able to make it to Israel." In his rest in peace tweet to Charlie Kirk. So I'm just like, yo, he's like, oh, I invited Charlie Kirk to Israel, but I don't think he can make it now. Like, yeah, it was probably you guys. It was probably, what's it, Mossad or whatever. Oh, man.
So only 60 games says FBI has subject in custody per MSNBC. I'm curious to see what he looked like.
I'm very curious. I'm very, very curious to who they're going to say the guy is. You know, man. Okay, yeah. Here's another screenshot of how far the building was. I'll see if I can get one with the what's it called, with the actual meters. But this is just the length, if you can see. Is it sharing?
Hold on. All right, there we go.
Yeah. So the tweet
they
reads,
say it was a professional hitman. That don't make no sense. But go ahead.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that there's no way that this was someone who was untrained because it was far away. And, that as you can see, that building is quite a miles away. Well, no, quite a bit away from where he was. Someone did it on Google Maps. I'll show you the image, but I'm pretty sure it's around 350 feet that it was. So that is quite a distance. That is quite a distance for a sniper, you know.
Definitely not an amateur.
Yeah, not an amateur at all. Not an amateur. That is someone who knows how to use a sniper.
Yeah, somebody say he's still alive, so he definitely white. I agree.
100. Oh man. Yeah, okay. Here you go. This one.
All right, so somebody says they're saying the shooter is a guy named Gustavo Lafesa.
Gustavo.
Who's that?
So is it Gustavo is an ethnic name. Gustavo sounds very Gustavo. Let
Is
me
that
look that up.
Hispanic or is
Yeah,
it
let me see.
Italian? I don't know.
Gustavo. It sounds like a Hispanic name. Gustavo La Fesa. That last, yeah, the last name sounds Italian. The first name sounds kind of Hispanic. Let me see. Oh man, yeah, he was a Democrat. People are saying that the shooter who targeted Charlie Kirk identified as Gustavo La Serva, a registered Democrat and far left. So they're gonna blame it on the left, and they might bring in they might just make it a whole ethnic minority argument. Oh yeah, the photos are coming out of the guy. Yeah, I'll put the photo on the screen of him. He's holding a gun. I'm not sure. Would I get you demonetized or?
You doing what?
The photo of the guy Gustavo La Fesa.
Yeah, you got the image.
Yeah, I got an image, but he's holding a gun, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, go ahead. I
Would it be?
mean, I
Okay.
don't think that's an issue.
Okay. Cool. Here you go. This is him.
A
This is the guy.
handgun. I want to know his ability with sniper rifles.
Yeah, I want to like. Does he have military training? I want to know his background.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting.
Probably a fall guy.
Man,
I'm gonna tell you, usually for stuff like this, it's government trained. Now, if he's tied to Iran, that would be interesting. Because that still don't make sense because Iran wasn't after Charlie. That just don't make no sense.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to do a quick background on him to see if I can find anything. But the guy, he's far left. He's a registered Democrat, so he was a voter. He, let me see if we can find anything more. Yeah, it's just people aren't really saying much about him. They don't really have much on him. They're just saying that he's just a registered Democrat and a far left activist. They're just saying he's an activist. And what's it called? Where was the source that this they said it was Gustavo Lavesa? Was it the FBI? What was the source? What was the source?
About what?
About it being Gustavo La Fesa.
Oh, somebody had put it in the chat, so I don't know. If y'all got the source, put it in the chat, fam.
Yeah. Please put it in the chat if you have the source, because I'm seeing people are saying that no official report confirms it's him, but there are other people saying that they have him in custody. A lot of conflicting reports. But yeah, it's just I don't know, man. This is the beginning of things. This is the beginning of things. Like I think that's the best way to put it. The beginning of things to come.
Well, there's a purpose to this that they're trying to foster some kind of conflict, and because it just don't make sense, right? They want to gain something from it. So the question is, what are they trying to achieve? And I think that a lot of this stuff, it has the feel of a government thing. I mean, I'm sorry, it just don't feel right because nothing makes sense. For all purposes, Charlie Kirk is no different than a regular, let's say, YouTube influencer, right? That's all he is. He's an influencer. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's just like he was one of the biggest advocates for the alliance between America and Israel, which is something that is just like pointing out to me. Like he was very, very, very outspoken about his support for Israel and how we need to support the nation state, not the biblical Israel, but the nation state. So I'm just thinking, like, does that have something to do with this? Like, is that a way to, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not like, there's so many ways you can take this. There are so many ways you can look at this. So many ways.
Well, time will tell.
Amen. It will. It really will. All we have to do is sit and wait, and you know, I mean, we're living through history. We're living through it.
Oh yeah. I think whatever gonna happen is gonna happen quickly because they obviously on a time crunch. And I mean, because just the way Trump was moving, the way he's passing these laws, moving troops in the cities. Now we have this event. And they're gonna build this thing up. I think what's gonna happen is that this, like you were saying, this gets the right wing, the MAGA people angry. And
Yeah.
so when Trump decides to not listen to Congress, because he only had 30 days to be in Washington, and he decides to overstay his welcome and nobody says anything or do anything, they're going to support him no matter what, because they feel since Charlie Kirk was taken out, that Ukrainian woman was taken out, that they need to clean house. So when they come after us, right, there's not going to be any opposition, at least from his supporting base, because they feel that he's making it safe for them, right? So like I said, personally, MAGA or right-wing Eurocentric Christianity is antichrist. It is. I mean, I don't know what else to tell them. They are antichrist.
Absolutely.
And if you don't believe me, that's your problem. Y'all antichrist.
They are antichrist, 100%. They don't know who Yahusha is. They don't know his character. They don't know what's it called. They deny the law. Sin is the transgression of the law, and yet they believe that the law is completely done away with. So apparently, sin doesn't exist anymore to them. There are so many backwards ideologies of these Christian nationalists, and it's a spiritual blindness. It's just a strong delusion. It's been put upon them, and those who are not meant to see will never see. It's just one of those things where like they've been given up to their devices, they've been given up to those delusions, and because of their heart condition, because of the people who they are, it's not a thing where they don't even know that they're in the wrong. They don't even know it. It's not even if they believe that. I mean, it's something that Yahusha said, that they're gonna persecute the saints, and they're gonna believe that they're doing the work of Elohim. That's what's gonna happen. They've
been doing that since the Inquisition.
Oh yeah, they've been on that. Yeah, 100%. Since the Romans, since before that, like they've murdered the real Yahudim, the real Ezra-Alawi, the real the Israelites, and believe that they're doing a good thing for it, because whether it be it's oh man, I don't know.
So Michael Thornton said, just went to a MAGA live, they swear it was us black people. Why? We don't care.
What did we do?
We don't care.
Why are we always involved?
They don't want to leave us alone, then.
Yo, a white man will kill a white man, and they'll be like, those N-words. Oh, we got them. What? Like, come on, bro.
Look, they pew our kids in the street and stuff, and we don't do anything. Why would we do this? Somebody make it make sense. We sheep. We ain't gonna do nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, that's just how it is. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all might be mad at me, but our people sheep, and I ain't saying you shouldn't be. I don't know. When the Most High tell you move, you move.
Facts.
100%. But we don't have no power. That's what the Bible says. We wouldn't have no power in our hands. So I mean, it don't make any sense. I'm sorry. It has the feel of a psyop. It
does. It does. This is too weird. This is like just like biggest public influencer in the right wing, basically. Like I would say he's like top 3. I would say he was top 3. It was like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro. Those people, exactly. And they've just taken him out.
I forgot about this right here, Dan, about the aliens who are black. Tell me they're not setting us up.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
But you got people out there saying, well, I'm not fleeing. We're not going anywhere. I'm going to be here for another 10, 20 years. It ain't going to be in my lifetime. I'm like, let me stop.
If you think America is your promised land, stay here. Stay here with
Yeah.
when it burns. You know, you can be glorified in the fire that you burn in. Sure, stay there. Go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
no one is begging you to leave. Like, you know, like Yahusha said in Revelations, you know, let he who is wicked continue to be wicked. Let he who is righteous
Yeah.
continue to be righteous. Continue in your delusion. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, everyone gets what they deserve, you know.
Yeah.
And those who believe that. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna just say, you know, you want to know how I know this is a psyop? Because he is a YouTube multimedia social media influencer. Of all the people that black folks have a problem with, he's like way low on the totem pole, right? But he's an influencer, right? So therefore an influencer can get into the hearts of the people who follow him all the time and get them angry and want to fight for him because he's a likable person. He was trying to have dialogue, right? So that's how you know this is a psyop. It don't make no sense. Of all the people black folks got a problem with, Charlie Kirk, nah, I'm not buying that one.
No sir, no sir. It's no way. Like it can't be a black shooter. And if they do blame it on a black shooter, then you guys better stay inside. Like, just please do. If we see a report that it's like some black military man or something, you guys are in trouble. America, like black Americans in trouble.
Oh yeah, you better stay inside and you better lock and you better load.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because these people wicked.
More than wicked. Oh man. I keep repeating it, but these people are looking for a reason. They just want to do it. They want to.
Exactly.
99 problems on Charlie Kirk.
That's true.
Hey,
it's true.
No one's here tripping about some
Charlie Kirk
influencer. For real.
Yeah,
we're fighting for our lives out here, and you think the thing we're worried about is some guy who thinks that like black people are violent or, you know, are criminals. No, we don't care. We've been hearing this stuff since.
They bet not blame a black person. I'm sorry. It is not a black person. It is. Look, it ain't a Mexican. It ain't a black person. It ain't a Native American. It's a white boy. I guarantee you that. And he probably got a 3-letter agency on his name.
Wow. Zach just pointed out that Gustavo La Fesa, if it is him, he was wearing in that photo, he was wearing a Roma football jersey, which is the team for Rome. So this could just be some Roman Empire stuff. This could be some Jesuit stuff, you know,
Yeah.
Who knows? But
like I say, the fact that they picked an influencer just means they want to promote feelings or emotions. That's what they want to do.
Absolutely. This is to invoke emotion. This is to invoke rage, anger, you know, fear, and all of the negative emotions. This is facts, 100%. And influence is the best
manipulated. White folks are easily manipulated because, you know, just like with the whole thing, you know, they knew that Trump was going to do these type things, but they thought it was going to only affect us, right? Just like they could have had free health care, they could have had free education, but because black folks was going to get it, they voted against it. I'm like, it don't make no sense. Right? That tell you how much they hate black folks, right? It don't matter.
Garth just pointed out something incredibly, oh my gosh. A couple weeks ago, oh my gosh, this is a psyop. 100% this is a psyop. Without a doubt, this is a psyop. They put him in South Park. Just a couple, like the new South Park, the new season of South Park, they made him into a whole episode. They made Charlie Kirk into an episode.
Are you serious?
Yes. I'll search it right now, bro. Yo, look at it. Oh, I'm in shock. Oh my gosh. This is a psyop. This is a psyop.
Anytime there's an assassination attempt, especially in the U.S., it's government related, man. It's 3-letter agencies. It's side.
Can I share my screen again?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is. Yeah, he's dead. T. Carter. He's dead. He was confirmed dead.
So if it's a video, if you play it, make sure the sound is off.
Sound off.
Sound off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just skip forward. This is Charlie
Okay.
Kirk, the guy who died, and this is the episode that they put out. This is them impersonating him. This is them making fun of him, and this is exactly how he died, debating. This is exactly what he was doing right here. This is the exact situation in which he died in. Being on a campus debating students. This is exactly what happened.
And this just came out?
This came out like a week ago, like a week or two ago. They put out an episode of him. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I hope they don't do any videos of us.
Oh man, if you see South Park put out a video about the Israelites or anything, run.
Yep.
Yep. Yo,
I'm exiting stage left.
Oh yeah. Better start packing. Someone's asking when the episode was what. Like, let me see if I can get up a specific date for the episode being put out. One sec. Okay, it was a month ago. It was a month. A month ago they put out a month and 3 days ago they put out this episode of Charlie Kirk debating students, and then Charlie Kirk reacted to it. He made it his he made it his profile picture on Twitter. He made a whole bunch of videos about it, about they were basically making fun of him for the debates and stuff he did. And this happens the exact same way. It's insane.
So Charlie Kirk didn't like black folks, right? And now he's standing before the Most High, who's black. I'm just saying. I was thinking about that. I know he's shot.
I was thinking about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking about that, like, because basically, I put out a tweet a couple of days ago about what the soul, the body, and the spirit is. I put out an analogy, right? Your body is essentially like a computer. Picture yourself as a computer, and your body, your physical body, is the computer, right? The hardware itself.
Yeah.
And your life, your what's it called? Your spirit. The spirit is the electricity that flows in the computer, that powers the computer. And the soul is the operating system, the files that exist within the computer, the process of the computer. So when the plug is pulled from the computer completely dies. That's it, death, right?
Yeah.
The electricity is removed from the computer. There's no more electricity in the computer. However, the soul is taken, the hard drive, which is the soul, is taken from this computer, while the hard drive itself, it dies off. It returns to the dust. The hard drive goes to Yahuwah. This hard drive, according to Second Esdras, this hard drive exists with Yahuwah, and for a week, you are in. There are 7 ways. There are people who there are 7 what's it called? For people who are righteous, there are 7 ways that in which they will rejoice, and for people who are not righteous, there are 7 ways in which they will lament.
Yeah.
Some of them will lament by seeing the Most High and seeing his likeness, and knowing that they did not believe in him as who he was and as his commandments. And I believe that Charlie, unfortunately, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I don't want to speak in on any dead man, but
I ain't judging anybody, right?
100%. But I believe when he's up there with Yahuwah, he's in right now. I believe he's in the shop for his entire. I mean, I don't want to say his life but he's in his shop. He's in shock right now. I believe he's looking at the Most High, and he's like, "Oh no, I've made a grave mistake. I made a grave mistake." It's a shame.
See,
I believe this is a lesson.
I sort of feel sorry for the racists, right? Because it's an unnatural hate they have towards us, and they don't even understand why, right? It's a spirit, and it's something they've inherited from their ancestors that deleted us, hung us from trees, and all these things, right? And so, like, they are blinded, and they allow that hatred that they grew up with, and that America nurtured in them to grow inside their heart. So they ended up being like Pharaoh, right? They couldn't even see that it doesn't make sense that they hate people and want to delete people and separate families and send them back to their countries when you brought them over here to work your businesses and your farms, right? I'm like, that's just straight up evil, right? I'm like, look, I know what people say all about, oh, it's the law, they were here illegal. No, they let them in. They just came in illegally. How come they didn't do anything before when they were working on the farms, when they were picking your fruits and your vegetables and your corn and you raising your animals and your cattle? You ain't say nothing then, right? It's all a game, and that's what I'm saying. These people, man, it's like they're gonna be in for a shock. They're gonna be in for a shock.
Massive shock. And yeah, someone mentioned in chat that Charlie Kirk had a lot to say about Kamala Anthony, and yeah, he did. You know, he was one of the main speakers pushing, you know, how Kamala Anthony needs to be held to justice, and like, you know, how white people are under attack, and all these things, all these things that he was saying. And you know, unfortunately, you know, something has come back to him. And another thing, there were like two, I think, there were South Park episodes about them pointing out who the true Israelites are. Yeah, I've posted a couple.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They've said it. They've done it.
And that's the funny thing, right? It's like they know. I think in their heart they know, but their heart is hardened, right?
Yeah.
So they can't accept anything because they see us as animals, right?
Yeah.
And what they believe in their mind is that no more Jew Greek, so God don't care about us no more, and he cares about the church, and they think they're the church because they're against abortion and they're against everything but slavery and persecution of the black folks, right? They don't have a problem with that. They don't mind us being deleted by cops on the street, but they think because they're against abortion, they are right with the Most High. I'm like, no, you're not. And guess what? That's where it makes it funny, right? That the ones with the truth you can't hear because your heart is callous. Anything that comes out of a black person's mouth is nothing but fodder, right? Even the so-called Christians who say, I love Jesus, I'm a Christian, America's a Christian nation. Well, America was never a biblical nation. It might have been a Christian called white supremacy nation, white Christianity. It was never a biblical nation. From day one, America lied to the natives, broke how many treaties, just like they did with the Hamas over there, and then Qatar. America started off that way. America started off bloody. America is ending bloody. America started off taking people's stuff. America's still taking people's stuff. Well, if that's a Christian nation, I don't think you were following Yahushua. You might have been following some other God, but it wasn't the God of the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, America was founded in blood. You know, a nation, as the Bible says, a nation found in blood will fall. You know, like these nations, like America. I mean, I just don't. You have to be spiritually blind to not see that America is going to fall, and it is Babylon. It is the new Babylon. It is the new Rome. What's it called? Donald Trump just the other day he was tweeting out what's it called? He put out actually no, it wasn't a tweet, it was an article, and he was saying how he wants more Greco-Roman architecture put up around the US. And
Trump said that?
Yeah, he wants more Greco-Roman architecture put up. Yeah.
He wants more. Like I say, he's an Anglo-Saxon. That's our enemies right there. I'm telling you. It's the Anglo-Saxons, family Germans.
Germanic, his last name is Drumpf. It's not Trump, it's Drumpf, and he's traced back to Bavaria of Germany. Yeah, they go all the way back to they are Anglos, Germanic people. Yes, absolutely.
And they're being exposed. Same thing with the people in the Middle East. They Germans, right?
Yep. So exactly. And here's the article. I want Roman, he wanted,
Yeah, he telling you who he is.
Yeah, he's letting you know he's a snake. He's letting you know. He's telling you.
He's a Roman emperor. That's why he won all that power. That's why he hung his face from that building. Y'all saw that one, right? Where he hung a picture of himself like Hitler did.
Man.
Did you see that one there?
I did not see that one. He hung a face. Where is this? Sorry.
So you see how the flag is hanging? So like on that building on the far right. He had a picture of himself, just like a flag with his face on it, just like Hitler used to do during Nazi Germany.
When was this?
Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let me find it.
This is insane. and he has the ice in the street like the Gestapo as well. This is literally Nazi Germany. America's becoming Nazi Germany. What's going on? Yo, you Israelites in America, yo, stay strapped, bro. Like, just stay inside. No, it's not a spirit of fear. It's not a spirit of fear, but just stay prepared. Please stay prepared. You know.
Okay, so here we go right here.
What? Yo, oh my days, bro. Yeah. And what's it called? Next year is supposed to be 250 years of America. So he wants to do a worldwide. He wants to do I think I told you the world fairs again. He wants to start the world fairs again. He wants to do a year-long world fair.
Yeah. So I mean, look, they letting you know he's a dictator, right? He's an autocrat. And I'm like, come on. I mean, if anybody was ever a dictator in America, that's him right there.
He doesn't want there to be another election. He would rather it be him become the king of America.
He said there wasn't going to be one.
Yeah, he said it. He's even putting out Trump 2028, and he's already had 2 terms. So how could he have a second one? I mean, a third one.
I mean, Elon Musk didn't do that Zeke Howe for no reason.
I'm telling you, man.
People don't want to believe we've been taken over by the Nazis. I'm telling you, we've been taken over though. Project Paperclip.
Paperclip. Yeah. They've been there. The Nazis. Oh yeah.
Operation Paperclip, I think it was.
Yeah. It's the new Rome. It's the new Weimar. They want it to be the Fourth Reich. They said third Reich. They want the Fourth Reich. I mean, that's what they call it. They're calling it the Golden Age of America, right? They're calling it the Golden Age, but really, it's the Fourth Reich. They want the Fourth Reich in America.
Yeah, it's the Fourth Reich. I agree. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, and they know it is.
100%, 110%.
Because even Nazi Germany was supposedly a Christian nation.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Even though they had a whole full society, even though they were practicing occultism in behind the scenes, I mean, that's what they're doing now. I mean, these guys are Babylonian mystery Babylon worshippers. They practice the mystery Babylon religion. They do.
And to me, if people can't see America's in some deep doo-doo, I feel sorry for you. You are blind, worse than a bat.
If you don't see the signs right now, you better get in that word and pray that Yahuwah shows you something, because you cannot be this blind. Like you can't read the word and not see what's going on right now. Like there's no way. Like everything seems to be just coming together. It just seems like day after day after day, new pieces of the puzzle are being added in the grand scheme of things. So, I mean, if you don't see this prophecy unfolding, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So, Dan, is there anything else? I guess we could wind it up now.
Nah, I mean, I'm just saying, you guys, I know your audience is mainly based in the USA. So I just want you guys to please stay safe. The next week is probably going to be, very, 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 like you're probably going to feel the visceral energy from Anglos. You're probably going to feel that visceral energy. Like when you're walking around in Walmart, you're probably going to get a very dirty look. You're probably going to get you're probably going to get arguments in the street. You're probably going to get people mad. You're going to see a lot of stuff in the next coming week. So I mean, just stay prayed up, stay safe. If you've put any leftist ideologies on your social media, be careful, because there's a lot of right-wingers right now who believe that the left as a whole is a murderous party and they just want revenge now. So, just stay safe, stay prayed up, keep the commandments, keep the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach, and shalom.
All right, thanks for coming on, Dan. Appreciate it. Thank you. And tell people about your channel and how they can get in contact with you.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. My channel is Yah is Very Real. I'm currently in the middle of a series right now, 100 Proofs the Israelites are Black. I'm going through from Adam and Eve all the way to present day, proving without a shadow of a doubt that the Israelites are a black people. Without a shadow of a doubt. So you can check out that series on my channel. And after that series is done, we're going to be going crazy as well. So, I'm glad to be on this panel. I'm so thankful that we have someone like Jacob in the community. And, praise Yah for this. Just stay safe, guys. Thank you.
And tell them about your website. The bot.
Damn, you really let me plug myself. All right, bet.
Yeah,
Okay. That's real. Appreciate you, bro. Guys. So, if you want basically an Israelite teacher in your pocket, right? If you want instant answers on the Bible, if you're dealing with something, whether it be you need a scripture immediately, whether you're dealing with something in your life, whether you need to prove that the Israelites are black, I have created a AI chatbot that is trained on the Bible. It is trained on the true. I'm not trained on Anglo-Saxon Christianity. It's trained on true Hebraic tradition. It's trained on the teachers Yakoba teaches. It's teached on the research I do. It proves that Israelites are black. It proves that the Holy Land is in Africa. It proves all of these things without a shadow of a doubt. And every single user gets 5 free messages for free. So you can try the bot out right now. You can go to israelitebot.com. The bot is called israelitebot.com. You can try it right now. Go to israelitebot.com. You have 5 free messages once you sign in. Ask the bot anything you want, and the free messages reset every 24 hours, so you can keep on visiting the website every single day and asking the bot questions. I want to make Israelite bot essentially a hub for the Israelite community. So the enemy is utilizing AI. So why can't we utilize it? Use it to train our people, use it to educate our people. So that's what we're trying to do out here. So thank you, family. Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming on, Dan.
Thank you, brother.
All right, bye. All right, fam. So interesting times. Also, I'm gonna be posting a article about fleeing from the land of the north. It should be going up later today. I'll put it in the post of the YouTube post, and it'll be at tailministries.com on the news tab. So look out for that as well. And also, if you want to support us, you can by becoming a patron, or you could give Cash App $TOTW7101. You can also go to tailministries.com, click on the donations tab. Like I say, a lot of people like what we do, but they don't support us. So, if y'all want to do that, we appreciate it. And also, you can buy my brother's book, They Always Knew We Were Israelites, or my book, True Jerusalem, Lost Kingdom of the Israelites. All right, peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Keep your head on the swivel. Well, family, the wait is over. The moment has arrived where truth emerges triumphant from the shadows of history. Introducing the True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites, the groundbreaking work by me, Yakoba Vale, a journey into the past that reshapes the future. I cut through centuries of misconceptions with piercing clarity. This book delivers a compelling case packed with evidence that commands attention and gonna get some respect. Come with me for a second, family, and discover how these thrilling civilizations flourished, protected by towering highlands and sustained by advanced engineering. Some have asked, where is Jerusalem? Is it the land in the Middle East? I say no. It is in the highlands of Ethiopia. With hours of groundbreaking research, this book brings in a new revelation, and it will transform your understanding of African history and its connections to the ancient world. It's going to remove from your mind the conditioning by the Romans of what has really happened to our past. Come with me, family, to the Ethiopian highlands and find out why this is our land, why things have been hidden and obfuscated for centuries. We are royalty, children of the Most High. What kind of land do you expect us to have? Dried up dirt in the Middle East, or land flowing with rivers? A land full of beautiful animals flowing with milk and honey. Don't miss out on this monumental unveiling. Grab your copy today and stand on the side of truth. Visit Amazon.com or www.tailministries.com to purchase your book and join Yakoba Vale's teachings on Tail Ministries. Family, your journey to a hidden history has now begun. So family, get your copy of True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites today. Journey to the heart of Africa, where history and legend converge to reveal the forgotten kingdoms of the Israelites and the true location of Jerusalem.